The Cased Caddis, unlike the hydropsyche, carries its home along with it. It makes its home out of various debris along the stream bottom, such as rocks, twigs, or even leaves. What we're going to be using today is some peacock, some ostrich, and some opossum dubbing. So let's give this a try. To start off with, we're going to be using a 2302 hook. And since the case is usually dark, I use a black thread. And if you like to weight your flies, this would be a good time to add a little bit of lead to it also. What we're going to do is take some natural ostrich here, some brown ostrich, and we'll just put these two together, even them up a little bit, tie those in by the base, and we'll tie that in there as well. Then we'll get some peacock. Take off several fibers of that. We'll grab it by the tips and get rid of all the other stuff. Again, we'll even it up and then tie it in by the tips. Then we'll just form a little bit of a thread loop here. Then we'll bring our thread forward. Now what we're going to do is put some dubbing in this loop. Once again, I like to use that natural color dubbing, possum. Just has that earthy tone color to it. Has hues of browns and tans and grays in it. Just makes it look a lot more buggy. Let me just stick some in here. And we'll just kind of close it up. Then we're going to take and grab all this and put it together. Just twist it, make a rope out of it. That way all the ostrich, peacock, and the dubbing is intertwined. Then we just wrap it forward. Just like so. Pull that back. Then we want to leave enough room up in this head area for our little worm. And if you want, you can come back a little bit and then come back forward and then tie it off. That way you have a little bit more bulk up in the front. And we'll just tie that, snip that off. Now since we're going to want a green head here, we're going to have to take off our black thread. And just whip finish it right there. We'll cut this black thread off and then we'll reattach some white thread. Just like so. We'll build up a little bit here. Lay a little base of some white thread, just like we did on the last caddis. Then we can come back and make it any color that we want to. Now we can add our larva lace. Once again, before we tie it in, you want to cut it at an angle so you have a nice clean tie-in area. Make sure it's tied in there good. And just bring your thread forward. Now we're going to want that worm portion to be kind of a bright green. So what we're going to use is a apple green color, kind of a chartreuse color. Just color that white thread. And then we'll just wrap our lace right over the top of it. Just like so. One more wrap ought to do it. And we'll tie this off. And we'll just take and trim our lace off of here. And we'll just make sure it's tied down real good. Now we're going to need some little legs on here, so what we're going to use is a soft hackle out of starling. So we'll take some starling, and we'll select one feather from here, and just trim it off and just tie it in like you would any normal hackle. Just like so, tie it in by the base. Then we're going to attach our hackle pliers. And we'll just wrap it a couple times. Once. And one more just to finish it up a little bit. And that's more than enough for legs. Take off our hackle pliers. Snip off that little tip there. Now I just come up forward and I'll put my fingers together like this. I just stroke everything back. Right back onto it a little bit. Now we're ready to take our thread off. And just whip finish it off. And if you catch a few of them, just cut those off as well. Now since we have a white head, all you have to do is come in with a dark marker and darken that up a little bit. Now you have a nice black head. Now that we have the hackle all the way around it, I'm going to trim it on the top and then on the bottom, just so we have the hackle sticking out the sides of it. Clean up right around the eye there a little bit. And there you have it. Cased Caddis.